It's your boy Chili Will, and welcome to the 49er Street Squad, guys. It's great to be back. Missing my faithful, man. Missing the faithful, you know what I mean? And started the show earlier, and apparently I had a little audio problems because of something I did with my computer. So I apologize for that. If anybody's watching and tuning in, checking it out. But I think I got it fixed now, and we're ready to roll on and get into some good 49er talk. But before we do, I want to go ahead and bring my special guest, my man, Antonio Arbello. Let's bring him on in. Antonio, what's up, my man?
What's up, Chili Will? How you been, bro?
Oh, wow, man. I want to apologize about that audio problem. I was messing around earlier. And see, this is what happens when you're not streaming for a while. Things get a little rusty. And I think I accidentally disconnected myself as far as the mic through the stream. So I got it fixed. I figured it out. And now I'm back in action. So I should be good now. And hopefully everyone didn't bounce on us. You know what I'm saying? But got each other, you know what I'm saying? And people will check us out anyway, so it's all good. 49 Faithful always love us, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, the mic is working. That's all that matters, man.
Yes,
that's all that matters right
now. As long as the mic is working and they can hear me now, that's fine, So again, apologize everybody, 49 Faithful, anybody that was watching about that little audio error. So I hope everything's going in smooth and good right now, But Antonio, man, I'm excited to be back, aren't you? I mean, it's been a good little while, right?
It's good to see you, bro. It's really good to see you. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
Took
it's been a good
little bit of a debriefer after that tough LA loss and trip. Yeah, man, and spending time with the family. It looks like baseball season, the lockout is done today, so
is it
looking
done?
Forward to that. And
did they actually?
It's done. They said they came up with a deal, so it looks like we can do some baseball stuff soon, and then getting ready for this draft, bro.
That's right, man. Like I said, a lot to catch up on. Before getting into anything, I want to go over the formalities. I want to make sure if anyone's watching, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you get to see me screw up. No, actually, you'll know when the show comes on and we get ready to do our thing. Having some good 49er talk, with the 49er Faithful. And if you're watching, feel free to go ahead and comment, if you have any questions or you want to say anything about anything about the Niners. Like I said, a lot of stuff's happening that we're going to cover here in just a second and go over and discuss. And also I wanted to go, let me make sure I cover everything. If you want, you can also follow the 49er Street Squad on Instagram. And you can follow us on Instagram at 49ers_street_squad, got the family all on the channel, you know what I'm saying? All the faithful, always chatting it up. You can follow me also on the Twitter handle, which is at Chili49er on Twitter. I'll be on there, and I post a lot of stuff on there. It's been a while. I haven't posted much lately because things haven't been too much stuff hasn't been happening in the last month, with the Niners. But let's see.
You did post that karaoke. You did post that karaoke video that had me crying.
Yeah.
Hi, Niner Glow. That had me cracking up. I showed J-Mo that we were just dying. I was laughing, and what a fun time, man.
That was fun. You guys did a great job, singing out there. And I had a videotape. I had a videotape the 49 Faithful family out there having a good time. And thanks to the Saloon Squad and the Levi South down there. These guys. That spot where the garage where we were at in Culver City, was it?
Culver City
in LA.
No, was it? Yeah, we were near Culver City. It was. Yeah, it's all like LA to me, but.
Yeah.
It was a good time. It was a good time, and I think that that's going to be a spot that we probably hit up. We were talking about it, maybe doing more karaoke stuff on the road. We did some karaoke in Chicago. I think that on these road games, maybe we do a Friday karaoke event and keep it Niner karaoke. That was fun.
Yeah, it was. I'm not even. I mean, karaoke's cool, and if I'm in it, sometimes I get up there and sing myself a little bit, but it's great to be the behind the scenes guy and, be able to videotape and get everybody else and to show all the love and fun that everybody was doing. And you obviously was, man, you was on fire, bro. You was turning the place out, you and J-Mo, man. And it was great, man. It was just great fun. I look forward to some more. Look forward to some more get-togethers like that, man. That was something. Yeah, I don't think that's the first time I've been to a karaoke club in a while. You know what I'm saying? And I honestly wasn't expecting it, the unhinged the way it did and stuff. You know what I mean? I thought, everybody be kind of just cool and everything, but man, guys got up there and as you can see in the video, just had a fun time. So that's why I had to put that out. I had to put that out and share with everybody, hey, this is how the 49er faithful do it in LA, man. Karaoke, man. You know what I'm saying?
I got to shout out to my coworkers too, because I showed them the video and they were like, "Oh, Tone, you're using all our songs that we do. Where's your group?"
They were jealous.
We would do karaoke all the time in San Francisco at a bar called Pandora, and they had a really cool setup. And me and the coworkers would go there like on Thursday nights and turn it up. And so I always joke and I say, karaoke is the practice. It's your practice for emceeing events. You can always test it out in a karaoke, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And my boys laugh at that. I say, if you're going to MC, you want to be MC, start with karaoke and see how you do.
Right. There you go. That's a good way to break yourself in, man, on the microphone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To spend some cool songs, man, out there dancing and having fun and just getting everybody into it, just being the hype man. That's how you work, get those hype man credentials, do some karaoke. But I said, so much to talk about. Like I said, the last show we did was about January 28th. And like I said, great to be back, and of course, just in the regular news and in the world, within the past month, a lot of things going on. Got this war happening with Russia and Ukraine, which is pretty sad, because you always hate to see, any countries fighting, and it's usually over, what I think is unnecessary things, but apparently to some people it's important. So, but there's so many innocent lives that always have to get lost. So, our prayers and love go out to a lot of the families out there in the Ukraine and just anybody that's being affected by this, this crazy war that's going on, man. So let's hope that it'll end really soon, and hopefully that, things will get better, and then on top of that, because of the darn war, what about these darn gas prices that's happening? And oh man, all the meme jokes that are coming out of that is just so hilarious, man. Some of the ones you post have been cracking me up. But man, gas is almost like $6, man. Almost in some places, almost $7, which is crazy.
Not everybody has the benefit of working from home, and that's the crazy thing, right? The meme I read today was everybody is like on probation. They're going straight to work and home right after, because the gas prices got them like they're on probation.
Yeah. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. And
horse purchasing is up,
and if you got electric, if you're lucky and blessed to have one of them nice electrical Teslas or something on batteries, man, it was good that you have it, because man,
right.
The gas price is just ridiculous right now. I haven't. Thank goodness I don't have to drive too much. But when I do, I just pop in like a few bucks or what just get me up over half a tank now, because like I said, I don't go anywhere too much. I'm pretty local around town, so that works for me, which is good. But let's hope that our president can do something about that, because it's affecting a lot of people, like you said, that do have to go into work, have to worry about getting petrol, in the car, and be able to drive to work, to and from home, and just pick up your kids at school, daycare, whatever. You know what I mean? Parents got to get around, and it's not helping with these gas prices so darn high right now. So,
we got to keep the community together and occupied. I think when times are tough like that, you see crime rates go up, and that's my concern more than anything. And then, you got people doing crazy things, but hopefully we can get back to some sort of, sporting events where, baseball season's back. You got stuff where maybe people can gather and communicate and have a good time. And I think that.
Yeah. I think you froze up on me. I hope you can hear me. Oh man, tonight is just a rough night, but it's streaming. Oh, are you there?
With all these, you got to pray on it, man.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay.
Okay. I can hear you.
Yeah, you froze up a little bit, so we didn't quite get all your story and everything, but that's okay. We're gonna move along, and hopefully, we'll get back to it. But yeah, just real quick, I wanted to just just cover some of the latest right now NFL news.
Right.
A lot of stuff happening. I think one of the biggest trades that just went down, which happened between Seattle and Denver.
Right.
They had the big trade, and Russell Wilson.
They got a
Russell
lot.
Wilson. Yeah, Russell Wilson is headed to Denver, man. And I guess the Broncos, it says that they received Russell Wilson, of course, and they got their 2022 fourth rounder from Seattle. But in return, Denver is giving the Seahawks. They were able to get NFL player Drew Lock, quarterback, Shelby Harris, he's a edge rusher, and Noah Fant, tight end. And then they got 2 first-round draft picks this year.
Right.
And 2 second-round draft picks for this season. And also, let's see, they got the 5th round pick. So
yep, they got a lot. And I mean, you can only hope for half of that for Jimmy G. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we, that's a blockbuster trade. We have not seen that much given up for one player in a while.
Yeah, I know. And that's a lot. I mean, that's like, man, I mean, like Seattle's cleaning the house. They let their prize linebacker go, Bobby Wagner. Okay,
right.
So he's even off now, and now ever since he was released by the Seattle Seahawks, now everyone's kind of like, yeah, we're looking at him. You got Arizona looking at him. You also got the Rams looking at him. So now it's this is a guy obviously all pro that can come in and help take anyone's defense to the next level with his linebacker abilities and make big plays for a team. And it's going to be really interesting, who ends up, with Bobby Wagner. I know when I first heard he was released, I was like, man, I hope the Niners can sign him, because can you imagine him with Warner, and they just signed back. Niners just re-signed Flanagan Fowles. So, and I don't know what's going to happen with Al Shire, because I know his contract's up, and I don't know if he might be looking, to go to a new team or not. And lost you there. He'll come back on. Anyway, we have Al Shire that still needs to be re-signed, so we don't know for sure if we're going to keep him. So it's I don't know. Faithful, how do you guys feel about, Bobby Wagner being a free agent? Would you like to see him on the San Francisco 49ers? You think he's going to add a lot to the defense and be able to help take us maybe to the next level? I don't know. We still got to see if the 49ers are going to sign, a lot of these players. They did actually re-sign a few of them, which we'll go over in a minute. But hold on a second. Yeah, they did re-sign a few players, and I'll cover that. Let me also go over some other NFL news that's been happening within the last few days. Let's see. Quarterback Carson Wentz. He was the quarterback for the Colts, and now he's going to be going to the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders, and I guess he will get the Colts will get a second-round pick out of that. Let me go ahead and bring my man Antonio back in.
Sorry, man. I don't know what just happened. I don't know if that was.
Don't worry. Hey, it's just one. Hey, you know what? It's one of those nights, man. Maybe it's the war. The tremblings from that coming over here. I don't know, it's shaking things up. I don't know what's going on, but it
could be the AFC West. I don't know if the Raiders are going to win a game this year. They have. It looks like Khalil Mack just got traded as well.
Yeah. I was going to touch on that. Khalil Mack got traded to the Chargers. Yeah. And then in turn, Chicago gets the 2023 draft picks of the 3rd and 6th round for him. So I just heard that news today. So that's some pretty latest news. So, and I was just telling everybody while you was gone for a second, I was just talking about also how in the NFL that quarterback Carson Wentz from the Colts, he just got traded to the Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders. I got to get used to the new title.
Bomb.
Yeah.
The
Commanders are coming. I don't know. That's going to take a while to get used to that title, huh? Washington Commanders, But We'll see. We'll see if it works out, man. I don't know. I'm still actually getting used to. I still want to call them, the Redskins. That's who they are. Been to me all the many years of football. But
they've got Super Bowls under the Redskins.
Exactly.
It's not like the Oilers changing to the Titans. I mean, the Oilers, I don't think ever won a Super Bowl. So you got a Super Bowl team that changes their name. It's kind of crazy, but it is what it is.
Well, they got themselves a quarterback now. And then, of course, the big one, how about Aaron Rodgers? He's getting his 4-year, $200 million deal, and he got like $153 million up front. I'm like, whew.
And they re-signed their wide receiver, right? I know that.
Oh, yeah. They put the
franchise tag.
Franchise tag. Yep. Yeah, they put the franchise tag on. What's his name again? My mind just went blank.
He's their main guy, but Raider buddies have been. I guess he bought a house in Vegas, so they were like, he's coming to Vegas, and then they franchise tagged him. I was like, bro, your division is getting tough, and you're playing the NFC West this year. So I told him, don't buy any tickets this year. You're gonna probably not win any games, but Raider fans.
Yeah, NFC West, man, is going to be crazy. It's going to be
NFC
crazy.
West is good. AFC West.
I mean, I'm sorry. I meant the AFC West.
AFC West is stocking up right now, right? So, I mean, here's the thing in the offseason is, what's going to happen with Jimmy G? They say the Indianapolis Colts are looking at him. What kind of deal do they get? Is there some way we can get back into the first round this year? I don't know.
Now, how do you feel like? What do you think we'll get in return? Like if Jimmy G does go to the Colts, which I last heard sounds pretty imminent, that's going to happen. Right. What kind of picks do you think he's worth, and what we might perhaps get for him?
I see something similar to maybe 2 second-rounders and a third, or maybe 2 second-rounders and some players. I don't know how they package that, but I do know that this talk of keeping Jimmy G for one more year is nonsense, because if we do that, we won't be able to trade him. His contract will be up, I believe, after this next year. And so teams would just wait for him to be released, knowing that we're not going to get anything. It's a similar situation when we had Kaepernick, and Kaepernick was, almost going to go to Denver. I don't know if you remember that. And he wanted like 15 mil. He wanted 15 mil a season, and Denver was going to give him 13. And it kind of messed us up. So we had to keep him. And after that, of course, the Kaepernick story was he was released, but we didn't get anything for him. And his stock, was up during that time. So, I look at it like, it's going to be hard to see Jimmy G go, but can we get something for this draft and get some different players that are going to make a difference on this team? Because I think the window of opportunity is now. And then we also have like 20-something players that we need to re-sign that are going to be free agents. So there's a lot of strategy in the front office of who do you re-sign, who do you let go. And, you got to sign Bosa and you got to sign Debo. So those are the two high priorities, right? And then, is the kid Trey Lance ready?
You're right. And, there you go. I think, and me personally, I mean, I'm ready for Trey. You know what I'm saying? I'm nothing against Jimmy. Like I said before, he's done a lot for us, but, it's a new chapter, and it's time for the Trey Lance chapter for the 49ers. I think, I'm ready to ride with my guy, and I'm glad that now that this situation has been cleared as far as, okay, Wilson, now he's gone, to Denver, and not have to worry about Aaron Rodgers. The Rodgers talk, he's staying in Green Bay, and of course Brady's gone, and hopefully we don't hear from him. Right. So, we're not hearing all that extra cloud of quarterback shuffle, what's going on, what the Niners going to do, and just all the crazy talk that comes along with it on the radio and through the, all the newscasters, casters that, talk about it so much, so all the focus could be on Trey Lance now, and this is where I think, where it should be, and he's going to take over for the team. But you're right. There are, first of all, the Niners, they recently, of course, during the, I want to say the month of February, obviously they had to redo their coaching structure staff, so They got Brian Greasy now is going to be the quarterback coach. So I think that should
good point.
That's going to really help, I think, Trey Lance in a big way, because this is a guy that's played under Kyle Shanahan when he played in Denver, right? When he was offensive coordinator. So,
he left ESPN. He left ESPN to come over.
Yeah, exactly. Left ESPN to come over, and I think that's going to really benefit Trey Lance a lot. You know what I mean, and help him guide and get him through that Kyle Shanahan offensive system. You know what I mean? Because I know Trey must know a lot of the plays, but still a matter of executing and just making it all come together is another thing. And that over time that's going to happen. Also, they picked up Anthony Lynn, who was the former head coach of the LA Chargers.
Right.
So he's going to be the new, assistant head coach and also running back.
Coach, and running back. We got our coaching staff got snatched up, and our offensive coordinator took some guys with him. And I have to say that was a weird shakeup.
You think so?
Yeah, and Anthony Lynn being an assistant head coach, you start to wonder how long is he going to be with them?
Mm-hmm.
Is this just a stepping stone thing to rebuild his NFL?
Oh, you're freezing up again. I don't know if you can hear me.
I was breaking up a little. Yeah, freezing. Yeah. I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me still? Can you hear me okay? You're muted. Let me see if I could take you off mute.
Gotcha.
Can you hear me? Okay, There we go. Okay.
So I was saying, who knows how long Anthony Lynn is going to be with us. I hope he's a difference maker. I'm a little concerned about our coaching staff right now. Mm-hmm. And, this is an important time, and I'll tell you why. This is an important time where we have players that are our window of opportunity to win is now. We have the certain player, and so we can't mess that up. And this coaching staff kind of bonded. We had a slow start this 2022 year. And then, now you look at, is this coaching shakeup going to affect some of the adjustments that we make during games? Because what did we start 2-4 of the season? I wasn't sure about the coaching staff. And there was a chance where we almost lost our defensive coordinator. And from what the rumors I heard was that we gave him more money for him to stay. That was a quiet thing we did. I heard he got
at the end of the season, or before, when it was
when there was that little talk when they were talking about him. They gave him they cashed him out. So he's on board with staying. But I think DeMeco Ryans is a key component to this coaching staff. And so you got some of the guys in the middle that got snatched up. Our running back coach left, and that was an unknown reason. Mm-hmm. Those guys can be replaced, but you still wonder about those dynamics. Then the other thing is Kyle Shanahan's not going to be at the draft. He's
he froze up again on us. I don't know if you can see me. Oh man, I tell you, it hasn't been. I gotta just apologize to everybody. This is been having a lot of difficulties. Oh, there you go. You froze up on us again for a few seconds. Can you hear me? Let me see if we get Antonio back. Antonio, can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know why my computer's freezing up.
Oh man. Yeah, sometimes you got. Is yours connected to Wi-Fi, or do you have it hardwired to your modem?
Oh no, it's Wi-Fi.
Oh, is it? Yeah, you might. Maybe in the future, you might want to see if you get if you have the internet cord to plug into it, because sometimes that helps it better, more speed that way. Sometimes the Wi-Fi is a little tricky, because I was working over Wi-Fi before. Mine was starting to freeze up. I was kind of like, man, what's going on and stuff, man. But then again, I think my Wi-Fi was kind of low, because you gotta have to have a certain you have to have a certain amount of megabits upstream to when you're doing any of this stuff. So, I had to kind of gas that up a little bit. So, but you look fine now. I got your back. You're good. You're looking good now.
My bad, guys.
No, that's all right. It's all right. Hey, let me fight through it. Like I said, it's just gonna be one of those shows, guys. I apologize, 49 Fable, but it's just gonna be one of them shows, But we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. But like you were saying on the coaching, there's a lot of crazy kind of changes. A lot of guys like Hightower from special teams. He left. He went to I don't know where he went to, but he went to the Bears.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be special teams coordinator for the Bears, and you had about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wes Walker, he followed Mike McDaniel over to Miami as the wide receivers coach. So you're right. Some of these guys kind of took some of the guys with them, as they left the Kyle Shanahan behind. So which was no big thing. So at least the 49ers were able to kind of reconstruct and go through all their coaches, and now we got new coaches in place now. So now the next phase is to now it's time to focus on our players and get a lot of them re-signed, because we had about 20 of them that were like practically free agents. Not all of them, but there were a lot. Do you know what the ERFA stands for? Are you there? Oh, froze up on me again. Okay. Maybe if anybody watching know what ERFA, I'm not even sure what that. I know it has something to do with free agency, but the San Francisco 49ers, they've been working on getting everybody re-signed and stuff, but and we'll cover that too. See if we can get Antonio back on here again. We lost him. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, man. My bad, bro. I don't know what's wrong with the Wi-Fi here, but looks like it's choppy.
It's okay. It's okay.
I might need a hard boot my computer.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, like I said, hang in there the best you can and stuff. We got you back on. And if it goes down again, like I said, if you feel like you got to reboot it, just go ahead and jump back on, when you can and stuff. Because there you go, computers, man, always acting up. Trust me, I went through that phase, man. Last year it was kind of like glitch. I'm going like, what's going on? But just to cover some other things in Niner news, it looks like the Niners signed guard Keaton Sutherland. He's one of the players that they signed Keaton Sutherland from the Bengals. That's how easy for me to say, from the Bengals. So that makes me think like what's going to happen with Tomlinson, because I know they're actually, from what I last heard, they are trying to work on his contract, but right now the two haven't really come close to terms yet. So I'm hoping that they can still keep Tomlinson around, because he was a big vital part of the offense, and he pretty much played in every game. He was pretty healthy. So it'd be great to, keep him there. But that's going to be interesting.
Sutherland was a practice squad guy, so I don't see him being a big difference maker. I think he was. Yeah, he wasn't a big, really a big contribution where we got him from. But maybe there's an upside. I'm not too sure. But yeah, that is interesting. We do need to sign Tomlinson. He's going to be a key, especially going in with Trey. You want to make sure that offensive line is secure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And also, the Niners have been looking at cornerback depth. Of course, that's always been a real sensitive part of the defense that we've had to work on. We lost. Oh my God! But I'm just having one of these brain fart moment kind of days. Verrett, Jason Verrett. We lost him to injury and stuff, so that was kind of a big loss. But the rookie stepped up. Did a pretty good job late in the season. And, I don't know if he'll be the one to start next season, but supposedly Niners have been in heavy talks with cornerback J.C. Jackson from New England. And so I hear they're in heavy talks with him, and they've been meeting and, talking to him to see about getting him out here. So I still don't know what's going to happen with that. They also spoke to a wide receiver return specialist, Ray Mccloud from Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's a fast little guy, man, and he can move. And good punt returner and stuff. So I think they're looking more at him as a more special team kind of guy because, we don't really have anybody that we have guys that we can use for punt return duties, but they're like our receivers that we don't, some like Debo and some of them guys, we don't want to really risk them to, doing special team stuff, but it'd be nice to get somebody that got some good quality speed that could have some good value to the special teams. Special teams was kind of, this year we were kind of struggling, especially early in the season, was pretty tough on us, Also, let's see, they were also talking to cornerback Charvarius Ward from Kansas City.
Right. I seen that. And did we restructure? Are they talking to restructure with Jimmy Ward too? Is there some restructures? I think there was something I read where they might be restructuring him, or I'm not sure.
I haven't heard anything about Jimmy Ward. I know he's not on free. Now, I don't know. I haven't heard nothing about Jimmy Ward. They've been working kind of like on everybody else and getting them signed. Matter of fact, speaking about resign, they did resign the last update from what I have. They resigned defensive lineman Maurice Hurst.
Yeah.
He resigned, and center Jake Brendel. He resigned, and Colton McKivitz, left tackle. Mm-hmm. He got him to resign. Michael Hasty, running back, got him. Jawan Jennings. I didn't even. Oh yeah, he was a free agent too. Wow. I was gonna anyway. Also, Flanagan Fowles has been linebacker's been resigned, and also Kevin Givens and Nate Studfield. I didn't even know he was a free agent, but maybe they just restructured his contract. Yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys that they resigned.
We still got Mostert too. They were saying, they're going to make a decision pretty soon on that. I think that as we get into April, I think this is kind of like an in-between time. They have to free up some cash with Jimmy G before you can just start re-signing guys. And hopefully that gets resolved sooner, giving us time to prepare come draft. I hope that this is not one of those deals that are on draft day. Teams need a quarterback now. So hopefully the Colts pull that trigger, and hopefully they are ready to give up a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we need a lot. And speaking of a lot, it was funny that I caught one of our guy Grant Cohen on Twitter. Man, he posted. He said 49ers paid D Ford $41.7 million and still counting. I'm like, $41 million. Like, what has he done? This guy's been, on the sidelines for, I think last time I remember seeing him, he was in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he's played that much since, and get paid $41 million. Right. They should have cut him loose, I think, a long time ago.
They restructured him in the middle there. And I mean, he milked that. He's been a disaster of a pick, but I mean, he had the credentials to be somebody special. I think that if he was healthy, him and Bosa together would have been just unstoppable. But you start wondering, I mean, you don't sign him, you're able to keep Buckner,
Yeah. Exactly. But $41 million. Oh my goodness. It's like,
I mean, he's played only 6 games with us, maybe 7 in that contract. So, guys, when you start having neck injuries and leg injuries and back injuries, me and you have a back injury. We're laid up for that's a 2-year. That's 2-year IR right there. And
exactly, man. You don't mess with the back, man. Back's no, that's like you said, that's a long recovery to come back from, and right when I heard that was his issue, a couple of years ago, I was like, let him go. You guys need to just part with D4, because if he's having back problems right now at that age, he's probably not going to recover from it anytime soon too quickly. So let him go. But they decided to hang on to him.
Right. I remember we had Ken Norton Jr. and he came out and had bulging discs. And I remember I had just experienced a bulging disc, and I was like, oh, yeah, Ken's done. And people were like, you're crazy. And I'm like, dude, I have a bulging disc, and I'm I don't know when it hits me, man. I'm like on the ground, like,
right.
In my younger days, I was like, you don't know when this pain is coming. I'm like,
yeah, I know. I have experienced the same thing back in 2000, man. And boy, it put me out of work for a little bit, but when it comes to bulging disc or any kind of disc, inflammatory back there, pushes on that nerve, and you're walking around kind of stumbling along with that one leg sticking out and, jiggling like, oh man, I can't walk on it. You know what I mean? That's a really excruciating pain.
You're shopping for a new
I don't
bed.
wish that. I don't know. I don't wish that on my enemy. That's how bad that pain is. I'm like, man, that's bad. That's bad, man.
Right. So when you see those back pains on these players, you're like, oh man, those don't go away if it's if it's certain things. But I think that they got to be smart with free agency, because if we are going to tap in free agency, we need to make moves where guys are going to be able to play this year. There's a decision I read where Verrett, do you bring him back? Why not? I don't know. Depending on the asking price, there's going to be these decisions. Mostert, Verrett, these guys are free agents too. Do you let them go because of injury, or do you give them a shot because you know what type of player they are, and are they able to bounce back? So I think with a Mostert, for example,
I think we lost you again, Tony. I don't know if you can hear me. Froze up on us again. Man, and he was on a roll too, man. He was going to break some stuff down. Hey, Tony, can you hear us okay? Cutting in and out. I tell you, it's just one of those nights. I'm faithful. I apologize, but it's okay. Again, we're going to get through it. But he's coming. Are you there? Okay, he's probably got to reboot himself. But but also, just to continue on, Faith, I got to ask you if you're watching. Apparently, in our linebacker situation, we have Greenlaw and Al Shire, both up for free agency. So as a 49 organization, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to keep both of them. But if you had to choose between one of the two, who do you feel would be the most better linebacker to have to stay here with our defense? Now, they already got they just re-signed Flanagan Fowles. He just resigned. So you have him, and you got Fred Warner. Do you keep Greenlaw, or do you let Al Shire go? I mean, or do you keep Al Shire? Does Greenlaw go? Hit me up in the comments. Just let me know. It's a little question I'm just throwing out there to you guys if you're watching and listening. But me personally, I think I would keep Greenlaw. I really like Al Shire. I like what he brought to the table. But something about see my man out there all strapped up in that arm gear. Trying to. I don't even know why he has to wear it, but obviously he's has some kind of arm thing going on, but both of his arms. But but still, he played really well last season. He really played well for us. Even though Greenlaw happened, he was injured pretty much most of the season, so he lost a lot of time. But when he was able to come back out to the field, he was able to go out and produce and make some great tackles for the team, and looked like his old self, near the end of the season. So it was great to have him back, But I think I would keep Greenlaw, or if I had to choose between the two of them, I would keep Greenlaw over Al Shire. That's just me personally. I'm sure not everybody will agree the same, but you know what? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think, man, guys. All right. So let's see. Moving on. I wanted to see if, we talked about working on the contract extension. They're still talking to Lincoln Tomlinson, offensive, left guard. And so we'll see we're gonna stay tuned to see what happens with that. Still got to find out what's going to happen with Jimmy. Who's going to be the lucky team that's going to end up getting Jimmy G. Right, and I have a feeling it most likely will be the Colts, but there's a possibility maybe the Steelers might get a chance to get their hands on him, or maybe New Orleans. Maybe New Orleans might get a chance to get on him. But like I said, as long as he moves on, I wish him the best. And I'm ready to move on with Trey Lance, man. I'm excited. I know most of the faithful are too. So, I'm really excited about that. But of course, many things are going to be happening as the days go by and come on. Oh wait, okay, Leon, I see you, man. I see you, brother. Leon said, "Keep Greenlaw. I'm with you, Leon. I'm with you, man. Greenlaw, baby, man. I love Greenlaw, man, and I think he'll be a much healthier, coming into next season. As long as he has no setbacks, man, I think, this brother, because, man, he's always out there. I mean, this guy's always out there, like, trying to do, like, body slams on folks, when he makes his tackles, man. It's always exciting to see him and stuff, But I think we got Antonio's back. Let me get him. Let me bring my man back in. Antonio, can you hear us?
Three times is the charm, bro.
Yes.
I did a little hard boot, had some small technical difficulties here at the studio.
Hey, it's all right, man. I was just talking to the faithful, man. I kind of got on the tip about the linebacker situation for the 49ers because I was saying that linebacker Greenlaw and El Shair, if you had to choose between one of the two, which linebacker would you like to still see stay here and over the other? So would you choose either Greenlaw or El Shair? So far, man, Leon just chat back and he said Greenlaw. He said keep Greenlaw. I agree with him. I would keep Greenlaw over El Shair.
Is El Shair a free agent right now?
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was on the free. I forgot that he. Yeah, that's right. You know what though?
Yeah, he was a restricted free agent.
They're looking at Bobby Wagner too. So what do you do with that? You keep Shair, you bring in Bobby Wagner, and you got Greenlaw. But Leon Greenlaw was injured, and you just want to make sure that, when it came down to those playoff games, we needed our linebackers more than anything. So, they're a big factor in stopping the run. And Al Shair had a hell of a season. And, you wonder if he's going to ask for big money. I mean, because I think he's earned his payday even as a free agent. So we'll see what happens there. There's a lot of big decisions. It's exciting off season coming. And, if we can build up through the draft and add a few key guys and, of course, stay healthy, that's going to be key. We have some big road games. We're going to be playing the AFC West. Those guys are stacking up over there. Like,
Yeah, they are.
There's a lot of change this year in the NFL. So we need to be players in that. And it's hard to stay at the top every year after year. So, we have a lot of changes, including our coaching staff.
Yeah, exactly. And now, if say the Niners were to get Bobby Wagner to this team, does he take over middle linebacker spot where Warner's at, or would he be more left or right linebacker in his defense? Because I think when he was playing Seattle, he was middle linebacker, right?
Yeah, he was middle. I think you. With his age, I don't know if you put him on the edge, but I think you keep him in the middle, what he's used to doing.
So then we move Fred Warner to probably.
I think you keep Fred where he's at. I think you're going to move it. I think a Bobby Wagner, you sign him, and maybe that means Al Shair isn't coming back. I think there's a lot of unknowns, and I don't think that the Niners are going to be real aggressive during this time. I think that the aggressiveness will come after they figure out what they're going to do with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
And the salary cap went up too. So that's a good thing too.
Yeah, that's true. And like you said, with Bosa and, Debo and their contracts, coming up too soon. I mean, I know they're definitely looking to make sure that they keep these guys around too. So that's going to, be a big thing. And, I mean, I don't know how when it comes to finances and all that, I leave to them, but I think we all know that, hey, you're going to have to probably give up a little bit to keep a lot, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be in the coming days, it's going to be really interesting how the, what the 49ers are going to do, and, seeing how this whole thing turns out. Cause we're racing the chalkboard now, man, we're rebuilding. We got to, they got to restructure everything, now the money comes into play, contracts and everybody, you still got Lincoln Thompson, you got to sign him. And obviously he's going to, he's going to deserve to get paid a good amount. So I know this guy, he's not going to take anything. I mean, especially after seeing what our boy Williams got last year, I know he's going to be looking to get paid too. So, it's going to, some big decisions to has to be made, and we'll leave it in their hands, but we'll see what happens.
I agree. And I think that it's so important when we draft, the average contract is a 4-year contract. You got to have a guy being able to play, maybe give them 1 year to grow. But, by the time they get into if it's a good player, you got to sign them before they get to their last year of their contract. So really you're looking at 3 years and then you're looking at re-signing these guys. Like Bosa's already done with his rookie contract, basically, right? So you got to re-sign Bosa. He's going to get big money. And I mean, you gotta factor in. You can't have Jimmy G on this team with Bosa and Debo coming up on contracts, and these are their rookie contracts that are due. These are the rookie contracts they're done with, so they're getting into their career contract right now. They've earned the money, and this is where it gets kind of tricky, and why that window of opportunity to win a Super Bowl, and when you get to these championship games, and when you get to the bowl, you have to win. Because championship teams get picked apart by every other team, from the coaching staff to the players, in free agency.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, and that's probably sometimes the hard part of when it comes to having those championship teams and keeping everybody together, because everybody's looking to get paid, so they're going to move on, and which they're entitled to, because that's their family, that's their life. You know what I mean? And
right.
Looking to get a new good contract and stuff in playing in their careers. So yeah, good points, man. Definitely good points. You've
talked to players like when we've been on the road, and players will tell you, situations like I've had a conversation with Ricky Waters about, like, dude, if you never left after that Super Bowl season, bro, but it's a business. These guys get a big payday. And you got to go with the big payday. It's not like baseball players where they make over $100 million in a season. These guys, they only got 3-4 years where your body can take this type of beating, and they got to go with the money. You want to be loyal to your team and your company, but
right. You got to make big decisions, like you said, man. If this comes down, I mean, because that's why I can't blame any of these guys. As much as I hate to see them go because they take whatever deal somewhere else, but you get. I wish them the best, because it's like this is what they work so hard for, to get the mentality is getting make that big payday, so I can take care of myself and the rest of my family, the rest of my life, and like you said, it's a big business and stuff. But yeah, like I said, we're going to keep an eye on things and see how it turns out with the 49ers and who's coming, who's going still, I mean, I'm sure in the coming days, I mean, we should, let's see, tomorrow's Friday, so we should probably hear. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear something on Jimmy by tomorrow, or hopefully by next, sometime next week. A lot of people were saying, between now and Friday, that we should know something. So we'll keep in tune to that. But
let's talk about that though, real quick, Chili Will. Let me ask you. So Russell Wilson goes first. He's the first free agent quarterback. He was a big name as a free agent. No one really seen him leaving Seattle like this, but he's gone. And now you can compare this Jimmy G trade, and they're going to compare it to the Russell Wilson trade, and they're going to ask for something similar. I think that this is now that Russell's off the board, who's the next best free agent quarterback? It's Jimmy G, and this is a quarterback hungry league. I think the fears that I have with this is he's got shoulder surgery, and I guess he's going to need a thumb surgery still, or is he not going to get the thumb surgery? That was
from what I heard, the thumb is good to heal on its own, but it was the shoulder that was the main thing. As a matter of fact, he just had the surgery, I think, today, and they said everything was successful. So it's a matter of him healing now.
They don't say unsuccessful surgery. That's not ever that's never said. They always say successful surgery.
It was successful, even though no. That's true. You don't want to be negative about it, ruin the guy's life, his career. But but he did go through surgery and looking good. So hopefully he'll be back in time by July, and let's just hope he still got the great throwing arm that he has, and be able to still, compete and be effective, because whatever new team he's going to, that's what they're going to expect.
Right. Right.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah, you're right. We got to, see what happens with that. I think, and that's probably until that happens is probably when we'll see, as the 49ers advance and taking care of other contracts and getting people, we'll probably have a better view and idea because now, might be more money in their bank to mess around with and give to players and stuff, so they'll be able to arrange more contracts as they continue to deal with that. Now, I was going to ask you last weekend, as everybody knows, the combine had happened. I know I talked to you earlier about it, but did you get any kind of glimpse or see any?
There's some fast dudes out there. There's some fast wide receivers in this draft right now. I see some 4.3s, 4.2s. Are we going to grab a third wideout? Do we need another wideout? I mean, some of these guys might be slipping into the second round. I mean, because that's what we got to look at this second round, I think. And then what is the strategy? Is the Niners going to trade back in mid?
Oh, we lost you again. Oh no. Anyway, speaking of the draft, I was going to get into it a little bit. The San Francisco 49ers, they've been speaking to some of these guys, from the combine, some of the new draft picks coming out.
First round.
Oh, can you hear me? Tone? We lost you again. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. Oh,
you can hear me? Okay.
I think it was my wire here. Let me see if that works.
Okay, yeah, he froze up on us a few seconds ago, so you might have to rewind and go back.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm just saying, like, we need to figure out, like, once this deal is done with Jimmy, we're basically, our hands are tied until this is done. Right. And we cannot be aggressive until we handle that.
Yeah.
And you get so many mixed reviews on, are we going to keep them? Of course they're playing poker with the media. Lynch, she's like, yeah, we could keep him. We can. Trey's our guy though, so you see the mixed messaging, and that's just strategy of baiting for a trade. But like I was saying, do we go and trade back into the first round in this draft? Is there someone that they're looking at that's worth trading back into the first round? We gave up a lot for Trey Lance. I don't know if we do that 2 years in a row, giving up our draft picks to get back one guy. We have a lot of needs.
Yeah. And like you said, that's probably why you're not going to see Kyle at the draft, because he ain't got no first rounders to look at. So, and that's what the first big day is all about, So he's sitting back at the office, man, just going through the numbers. And I wanted to bring up like some of the draft prospects that they've been already interviewing and talking to. They've had a couple that stick out as wide receivers. They've been looking at Christian Watson, who also played along Trey Lance last year at North Dakota State. And this kid ran like a 4.28.
Right.
So he's got good height, and I think it really makes perfect sense if they can get their hands on this guy, because he already has that chemistry, right, with Trey, and hopefully we'll build it up even more if he was to come here and play. I think he would be a great pick as far as wide receiver. Again, he comes from a school, he's not playing against too many of the bigger schools, but you know what, the kid looked pretty good. And I mean, some of the some of the talent that we find, from even some of these smaller schools sometimes surprise you, So I'm hoping maybe they get, I don't know what round they would get Christian Watson in. Maybe the third or fourth round. I'm not sure. They've been talking to, they spoke to actually like 3 edge rushers, They got the one guy, Mahai Sanders from Cincinnati, he's one of them. The other guy is Boye Mafe from Minnesota. I haven't seen the highlights on that guy yet, but this one kid though that stuck out to me, it was Drake Jackson from USC. And man, this guy quick off the ball, man. I watched it a couple of times and I was kind of like, wow. I see why they got their eye on this kid, because man, that ball was snapped. That brother was in that backfield real quick. You know what I mean? The other gentleman I watched with Mahai Sanders from Cincinnati looked pretty fast, but to me, I don't know. He looked a little, I mean, not that every edge guy has to look big, but he just didn't look like, I don't know, just didn't look like he fit the good edge kind of rusher. But but still was doing some damage and looked pretty good. But that Drake Jackson, he popped off the screen to me when I watched this highlight tape. I was like, wow, this brother's quick. You know what I mean, and stuff. But yeah, so in the draft, what do you feel would be the number one position that you think Niners would be looking to fill?
Well,
whether it be second or third round, I'm not sure.
If we move up in this, let's say we move up, the strategy is like, hey, there's someone lingering at the end of this first round. They might be gone. Let's trade something to go back into the first round. I think they would do it for a wide receiver or a skilled position. I don't think it would be for, we draft defensive line every year. Now, I think if there's a guy available in the second round, they may go D-line, because I think Arden Key had a really good season, right? We picked up Arden Key, but if you got D Ford on his way out, they're going to free up some money with D Ford on his way out. And maybe you need a guy that can, rotate in with this defensive line. You do, it does not hurt. One of the things that the 49ers are really good at is stopping the run, and they want to keep that going. And that's important. So, but I also think cornerback is a key position. Do you go cornerback in the first round? Is there somebody that's a cornerback? That's another first rounder that I could see them moving in. If you could get a shutdown corner or a young guy that has some speed and height, I could see them doing that for a cornerback. Also, is that a position? What positions do we fulfill in free agency? So it's going to go a little bit of each, and guys are going to be dumped pretty soon. And trades as we get closer to the draft. And let's also talk, the draft is in Vegas this year. So we're heading to Vegas. And
are we going to the draft in Vegas?
I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to Vegas, and there's a fight night Saturday night. I already got my fight night tickets.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
UFC?
Yeah, for no, it's a boxing Valdez fight.
Okay.
So I think it's gonna be a nice little weekend. And so second rounder, I might fly in Friday. I'm thinking, should I go on Thursday if we go in the first round? But if we have a second rounder, Friday, Saturday. But it's going to be an exciting time because the draft is being held in Vegas, and then you're going to have all these prospects in Vegas, and it's going to be interesting to see what we grab in free agency and what we grab in this draft. I think that and I think that Lynch and Shanahan, I think Shanahan likes the draft and Lynch likes free agency. I think that's where the two kind of have a strategy. But there is a sign with Shanahan not being at the combine. You start wondering, what is that strategy? It's a little different.
Yeah.
Last year, we traded everything to get Trey Lance, and this year we're kind of like laying low.
Yeah. There's a lot of behind the scenes. I think, Kyle, like you said, is keeping them hands close to the hip, and, ain't going to expose and talk too much. Like I said, just off of who I know that they have expressed interest in. I'm looking at mostly edge guys, a couple wide receivers. I would think their number one priority would be either cornerback or perhaps offensive lineman. I'm not sure who they've spoken to as far as, any cornerbacks. There was, I thought, one that came to my mind. I'm looking at my list here. I don't see them on here. That's saying that they spoke to this particular individual, but let me see. But I don't know. I would think because we don't know what's going to happen with Center Mack.
Yeah.
He
might retire.
We still don't know what the status is on him, if he's going to retire or not. And do we have a guy that can come in? Banks, was it Banks that they drafted last year? Could he be a center kind of guy, or will he play guard spot? Maybe they move somebody over. I don't know. And then there's still Lincoln Tomlinson. We don't know his status. So those are two key guys that, we still don't know we're going to stick around another year or another season or not. So I'm thinking in the draft they might go for some type of offensive tackle, one of them positions.
Could be.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, you got Trey Lance coming in. You solidify that line.
Oh, froze up.
We were a little banged up.
Yeah.
Can you see me now?
They tackled you. They tackled your tone. No. Go ahead. You said you were talking about Trey Lance and solidify, the line.
You got to solidify the offensive line. You got Trey Lance in there. You got to keep him healthy. You got to keep him standing up.
Mm-hmm.
And, and you also got McGlinchey coming back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Pat did some really good patchwork when he went down. So there is some, some talent on that offensive line, but I think center Max staying, I know they're trying to convince him not to retire. That's going to be very, very key. But even if that is the case, you still need a guy in the wings, because that's how this machine works. You got to keep guys, progressing, and you got to have competition in camp. And, you gotta get these young guys the creatine. They come in skinny on their first year, and then next thing you know, your second year they're yoked up. You're like, what did you do? Was that the NFL food?
Yeah, exactly. Get them on the program, man. But I think offensive. I think they'll think offensive line or maybe cornerback. I think it's probably one of the two. First pick. One of the either or for the first two. And then, like I said, they could be looking at maybe an edge guy, wide receiver, based on what I've seen them, who they've talked to so far. I just see the one safety they talked to was Leon O'Neal Jr. from Texas A&M. This kid, man, he looked pretty good. I checked him out, and he looked like a real tough little baller, So it reminded me a lot with sort of like Ward and Tart, he kind of brings a little attitude with his game, you know what I'm saying? Always in the faces, So I kind of thought, okay, he's got a little edge to him,
Right.
But but again, that's just based off highlight tapes. I don't. You always like to see a player play a whole full game to really see how they really do, But just going off the highlights, he looked pretty good and stuff. So it's gonna be the draft. Is gonna be really interesting season and how that all pans out and what's gonna happen. It's gonna be exciting, But like you said, Kyle could already be planning on the guys that ain't even gonna be in the draft. Like who the guys that are standing out. You know what I mean? And maybe he's gonna use his picks rather wisely this year. Well, how do you feel about punter? You think Niners need like a new punter? Like what's his name? Wisnowski?
I think he's good. I think he's gonna. I don't see us making any moves there. They might bring in someone in camp to challenge him. I do see a quarterback situation. I don't know if we draft a quarterback or do we go with a experienced backup, because if Jimmy G goes, you need to have another quarterback. And that's going to be interesting to see how we handle that as a backup.
Now they talked about getting Mariota from I think he was with Tennessee last, but I know he was injured for a while.
Was he with the Raiders? Was he with the Raiders for?
Raiders. There you go. He's with the Raiders last year. So I heard his name kind of being thrown around a little bit, and that he might be a backup quarterback that they might consider.
Yeah. What a shame on his career, because he came out of college hot, and he's looking like an experienced backup that's gonna be moving around, right? But I would be all for it. I think his play would be similar to a Trey Lance. So adjusting in the offense. My thing is Shanahan can't run Trey Lance 18 times, 21 times a game. He has to, he has to get his
he's
play
going to try
down.
to. He's going to have a lot of that in the old offense and stuff. He's going to stir it up, I'm sure.
Right. Let's
hope it's not too much.
I also see a running back being drafted. If we don't go and re-sign Mostert, look at our Elijah Mitchell was awesome, but he missed several games.
Yeah.
And, this was a long season for him. Any rookie coming out of college, they don't play this many games. And, going into the playoffs, your body is getting banged up. So he took a beating a little bit. And, I'm hoping that we solidify the running back situation too.
Yeah. Now that you said that, I know they also were talking to James Cook from Georgia. And small little dude, man, but the brother got some moves and he got some speed too. Right. So I can see why he's good at catching the ball in the flat. And Kyle loves them versatile kind of players that can do a little extra. So James Cook, you're right, could be another guy they might look at. They definitely spoke to him, so he's definitely on the radar for sure. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, so until as the days go on, we'll still continue to hear more news on the San Francisco 49ers, and we'll see what happens. See what's going to happen to Jimmy G. Let's see if who else is going to get re-signed between now and the next few days. And again, like you said, I really hope too that they can still keep that offensive line. Hopefully they can get Mac to play another year. Right. Hopefully can work out this deal with Langston Tomlinson. Because you really would just hate to see any big changes happen now with the offensive line when they've already had a good year together. And everybody's on the same page. You know what I mean? And you want to still be able to have that kind of same. You want to go into next season with a good stout offensive right. line, and instead of we have to risk putting somebody else in a guard spot or center, we don't know how that's going to turn out and stuff, so they got some, but some of the guys that they had that stepped up, I think did a pretty good job. Hopefully Banks will get healthy enough to be back. Also I was going to say a guy, defensive tackle, Kinlaw.
Kinlaw's coming back.
He should be coming back. Oh yeah, Kinlaw and Jones. The Jones, another free agent.
DJ Jones is a big. I don't know if we keep him. I hope we do. He had a heck of a year, and he had a motor on him all year long, especially in the playoffs. These guys are so key in stopping the run, and look at Kinlaw. He got injured, and we had big expectations for Kinlaw. And you got to factor in this depth chart. How can we solidify our depth chart with youngsters from the draft and plug in guys that are free agents that are going to be a 1-year contract difference maker? Because if it's win now, then the excitement is how is Trey Lance going to play in his first year starting? So there's a lot of unknowns, a lot of excitement. You want to give him at least the best opportunity to win, and that starts with the offensive line. So I think offensive line is going to be key, defensive line, and of course cornerback. We can't go into this season with the cornerback depth that we went in when Verrett went out. It started. We had a slow start because of Mostert and Verrett going down early in the season, and it took a little bit to find out what players we had. And Elijah Mitchell stepped up, and then our rookie Ambry Thomas stepped up. So you got those guys coming back, and hopefully they're having a good off season and getting their bodies ready for their sophomore season.
Mm-hmm. What about Arden Key? You think he stays? You think they're going to fight to get him to stay with us on defense for another year or two?
I think he had one of his best seasons. So, I'm assuming he would be motivated to stay. But, guys, what they're going to do is they're going to shop for the most money. And, that's interesting to me. I don't know how that works, but how did the 49ers have the draft coming up, and then they have a re-signing strategy of who do they feel is the most important players we need to re-sign to, and then who can replace these guys if they don't re-sign them? So they have to have this plan in place. And there's a lot of free agents this year, and that locker room is already kind of, they're already feeling each other. Everybody's already having a good time. So we have the leadership there. I wouldn't mind seeing some changes, but I also know that they do have to adapt to the NFC West this year. We have to adapt to the schedule that we have this year and hopefully make a run into the Super Bowl. I mean,
we lost again. Got hit up by the data. Anyway, guys, we get ready to close this out anyway. And you know what? Again, it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be really exciting in the coming days with the 49ers. Like I said, again, what's Jimmy going to do, man? Or where's Jimmy going to go? Is he going to go to the Colts, New Orleans? What do you guys think? I think he might go to Colts personally, but we'll wait and see what happens. There's a lot happening going on and in the coming days. So, we'll be back to kind of talk about it and get back with you guys. go ahead and take him off there right for now. Anyway, we'll be back and talk about it some more as the weeks keep approaching, you know, and you know, let's just see what happens, you know, as we work our way up to the NFL draft, man. So it's going to be kind of really exciting. I think actually they should be having minicamp coming up for the 49ers. I think I want to say right before the draft in April, middle of April sometime, I think. My memory serves me correctly. You know, they'll have that early kind of workout camp. I think is this a volunteer thing anyway, and so we look forward to that. So let's see what happens, man. It's exciting times right now. Really exciting times for our Niners, and you know, let's just you know, keep the 49er faithfuls going strong. You know, it's going to be an exciting 2022 season for our guys. You know, I honestly, I just can't wait, man. I don't know about you. I'm really giddy. Just can't wait to see our boy Trey Lance, man, get out there and start doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's exciting to me, you know. Man, I'm telling you, I don't know. I've been Tone can't jump back on. Hold on real quick. Tone, we lost you again.
Was that us? Was that me again?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, he locked up and then went out on us and stuff. So I had kind of cut you off, but I was just you know, securing things up right now and talking to the faithful. First of all, I want to thank you again, my brother, for being on, doing some good 49 talk. It's always a joy to talk some 49 faithful, you know, with our boys, man. I was telling them, a lot of things happening in the coming days, you know. Really excited to see what's going to happen, you know, and I'm excited about Trey Lance. I just can't, you know, wait till this whole season gets started. But, you know, we got the draft coming up, like you said, in April, the end of April. And, you know, things are going to really be percolating real soon. So most of all, I want to take the time to thank the faithful. If you've been tuning in and watching, I appreciate it and showing the love, man. I love you guys and miss you guys. And can't wait till we get the chance to be back out there, you know, at the tailgates and just partying and doing what the faithful does out there in front of Levi Stadium and on the road too, because you know, on the road, you know how we do it. We keep it real, man. So so thanks for tuning in. This is your boy Chili Will. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you know, we'll get these things worked out. You know, sometimes you gotta experience these little technical things when it comes to streaming, man. But you know, we'll make sure we get this thing souped up a little better as time goes on. But hey, love you guys, man. Everybody stay up, man. And and again, Antonio,
thank you for having me,
brother, man. Yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna give you a call after and stuff, and we'll talk. And you know, other than that, guys, we'll probably see you hopefully maybe next week. We'll see what happens, you know, depending on the news or whatever. Maybe we'll jump on and might talk about what's ever going on and stuff. We'll jump back on, see what the faithful got to say, you know. All right, so this is Chili Will signing out from the 49 Street Squad, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We love you. And
have a good night.
See you perhaps next week. All right. Take care.